Thank you for coming in. Thank you for coming back by for part two. Hey Libra, how you doing tonight? First, I want to go. First, I want to go back over my disclaimer. I'm not a mental health doctor or a psychologist or a medical professional. You have to seek out medical professionals, psychological psychiatrists or whatever the case may be, whatever you need help with, is sources out there, resources out there that can help you. I'm only here to give you my personal experience, what I've experienced, my interactions in this world with my spiritual wisdom, my inner wisdom, and just doing research and study. You can go back and check behind me and do your own research. I encourage you to do your own research. Okay, now that that's out the way, moving on. Let's get started. Okay, you may ask me, what does manifestation has to do with the ego? Let me answer that for you. I want to break it down in detail. I want you to be able to grasp this so you can keep going and keep moving forward. Yes, we do fall. We get back up and keep going. The ego is the identity that you tell yourself. It's the identity that you tell yourself who you are or who you think or believe that you are, who you are. It is constructed through, socializing and conditioning. It's constructed through socializing and conditioning during childhood and habitual behavior, as you currently might be still operating on. I don't know. We're going to see. If you're having a hard time manifesting, you're probably still working and operating off that program that was downloaded into you when you was a child. And we adopt those beliefs, cultural. We adopt the values, the attitudes from our parents, school, caretakers, And we could be currently operating on those same systems, which is outdated. The ego likes to, the ego operates off the past experiences, memories, your fears, your hidden fears, your fears that sits in your subconscious. So it's our past. We need to get rid of the outdated programs and the old structures that no longer work for us anymore, Libra. It never worked for me. I made it, but I knew it was more. There's more to this, and I'm going to give you more. Okay, and with that being said, once we adopt those beliefs, those culture values, and attitudes from our parents and caretakers and school teachers, classmates or whoever, it becomes a false image of who we are. See, the ego acts as a voice for the subconscious, where beliefs, emotions, and habits are stored, like I just mentioned earlier. It's like the voice, the subconscious, like enforce. Well, I want to say enforce the subconscious, direct the ego. The ego acts as a shield, vulnerability. It can protect your inner child or your core self. Just say your core self from feeling wounded, rejected, or unworthy. It works as a mediator between the subconscious and the conscious. Remember, I told you that yesterday. Go back and watch the video. Your ego is like being used as a defense mechanism, using tools like denial, projection. It's really protecting you from uncomfortable, realities, uncomfortable realities. You know how they say the truth hurt. Okay, I hope you grasp all that. I want to break it down to you what exactly the ego is and how it functions and how it is playing out in your life.